Where are we going today, guys?
We are going to Sheepscombe.
What's in Sheepscombe?
Well, it's a little Cotswold village and it's got a very nice pub.
And the views are amazing. It's just beautiful, quintessential Cotswold landscape. It's beautiful, stunning. Hopefully, you'll both love it.
Yeah.
我们老朋友太妃糖，还有我们的新朋友迷雾。
We love this place, so we always ask locals about whether or not, you know, properties for sale, and they say no, it's dead man's shoes. You can only move in here if someone dies and then the house comes up for sale, because otherwise people don't want to move away from it because it's so beautiful.
So it seems you guys are living here like really comfortably, really well, nicely.
Yeah, we like it here.
Yeah. That's great.
Thank
And
you,
Rob said Cotswolds, like this countryside, is not very suitable for young people.
No.
What do you guys think?
No,
No,
you're
I don't
absolutely
think
right.
so, yeah.
No, and as beautiful as it is, it's not really, unless you're a farmer or in the young farmers, you know, club or whatever, then really it's not going to be suitable for.
There are not too many
young
jobs
people.
here. You know, it's a really touristy area.
Yeah. Our king.
We need a machete. Because, as you've experienced, it's a beautiful part of the world, the price of property is very high. It's much higher than the average price of property in England. So, it's out of reach for a lot of people.
You've got a lot of older people. They think it's a nice place to retire to because it's quiet. You know, it's not too busy. There's not too much traffic.
Quintessentially Old England, isn't it?
But you guys don't want to retire here, do you?
No.
No. Well, I wouldn't mind retiring in Sheepscombe.
I don't think we could really afford it.
Well, we could, but the thing is, we could afford to do that, but then it would probably detract from some of the other things that we want to do. So we want to retire, have a nice house, of course, a nice location, but we've also got plans to do a lot of travelling and lots of other things. So you can only have part of your cake. You can't have all the cake and eat it too, can you? Beach, I think these are.
But I think we'll stay somewhere rural. We won't go anywhere
definitely.
where there's a big city on.
Yeah.
Because we like the space around us now, don't we? We've got used to living in the country. So
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
I like it as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Of course, some people like countryside, some people like cities, because it depends how they feel. But is there a way that people think when they talk about rural, they feel it's just farmers? Is there somehow make people feel like rural life is like lower or?
A lower standard of living.
Yeah. Is
yeah, I think maybe that was always a consideration because you'd get like farmers and field workers and that, you know, they'd be living in the countryside. But I think nowadays it depends because after the COVID, there are lots of people that want to actually live in the country now. So as long as they can still work from home and get the same income and that, now people are looking more for a bit more space around them, a bit more family life with the children outside and things like that.
If you're going to work in London, usually in the financial sector or somewhere like that, the wage that you will get can be a lot higher than it would be out here. If you work in London, you will earn a higher wage than someone that's just doing a standard job here.
So, you know, I think traditionally your standard of living would be higher in a city because you'd be earning more money than it would be in the country. But things are sort of changing a little bit now. It's beginning to tip a bit because a lot of people, after having the coronavirus, they appreciated getting outside and being in the country, maybe do a bit of gardening and things like that. Because the houses in the cities not really got gardens.
Not really. Yeah.
No, so, you know, a lot of people are sort of thinking now that they would like to maybe grow some of their own vegetables and, you know, play with the kids in the garden and stuff like that. So
I think also it's quite interesting because since COVID, and I don't know how this relates to China as well, but since we've gone through all the lockdowns and everything else with COVID, a lot of people are re-evaluating what they want in life. And so, as I mentioned, like people working in the city. They may be travelling on the train or driving. Could be an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. You know, one way and then back again. And because they've been working from home, they're thinking now, do you know what? I actually prefer this lifestyle. I'm not wasting so many hours a day travelling. So I now am looking to do something completely different. And people are moving out from the city into the country, and doing something that they feel happy with because they can get that life balance right. There is a massive divide in places like Cornwall, where you've got communities living down by the coast, and what's happened over the years, the wealthy people from London, they've got their homes in London, but they have like what we call a bolt hole, or they'll have a holiday home, second home, that they may well have in somewhere, some beautiful location in Cornwall or in Devon, down by the coast. And the locals really resent that because they're only using it maybe a couple of times, you know, maybe in a month or even over a year, and they don't want to attract those sort of people in because they feel that they're robbing the locals and the community of more housing, and also it's pushing the price up because of course these wealthy people come in, they can afford to pay these prices, the locals can't afford to pay that. So that is a real problem.
Driving the younger population out.
I think the final thing I want to confirm is, and I already know the answer, but I still want to hear how you guys will think. Because in China, like the rural and the city, they are so different. When people talk about I'm from rural, I feel like I'm lower than other people, and I'm lack of education, and I'm not polite. All the negative things like about rural.
Perhaps 100 years ago, that probably would be the case because you would have labourers that work in the land.
You'd have like a landowner, so you'd have a very rich family. They would own like a big mansion house, and then they would own the villages and all the cottages around, and they would then be really, really wealthy, but the people that work for them would be really, really poor. So then you would get that, and they wouldn't be educated or anything, would they?
And so you then have what they consider to be the gentry and the socialites that would live in these big towns and big cities.
And they'd probably have a house in London and a house in the city.
And they would be wealthy.
A house in the country.
So if you go back maybe 100 years or so, absolutely that was the case.
Yeah.
I don't think it is anymore. When people talk about living in the countryside or rural, I don't think anybody automatically thinks, oh, yeah, you know, they must be poor, they must be hard up.
Pie of the week is chicken, leek and ham. Got side plates and nibbles on the back of the menu.
I'm going to try one of the ales. I'm going to go for the allsops, please. Yeah,
I got one of those.
Two of those, please. Thank you.
Cheers, my
It's like a long time coming.
It's really marvellous, and I'm so pleased you made it on the
Dad, I wanted to ask you, as we have an audience that has never been to the UK before and never experienced a pub, and I know you love a good pub. Oh yes. How would you explain this experience to someone who's never done it before? And why is it so good?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Our pubs, usually in England, are very rustic, and you know that you've got a great community spirit. People are friendly, people want to chat. The food is fantastic, the drink's fantastic, and it's in a beautiful setting. We're sitting here, basking in sunshine in a valley, and it is amazing. What more could you want? It's almost like that comfort of having someone wrap a blanket around you.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling you get sometimes with a really good pub, particularly in the winter months. To walk into a lovely cosy pub with a roaring fire, to know that you're going to be greeted and everyone's happy, you have some nice food, a nice drink. It doesn't get any better than that, does it?
So all general. Is there anything else to add?
Awesome.
So the atmosphere and comfortable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah. You do get locals going into the pub on a regular basis. One guy who I bet he's been in today, he goes in every single day. And they've got their own stall at the bar. They'll have their own pint glass or a pewter mug. So when they walk in, the landlord's reaching, because he knows what this guy's going to drink or this woman's going to drink, reaches for it and pours it out. Because they don't have to say anything. It's there, you know. Yeah, it's all part of the life.
Now that you've experienced a true British pub,
Yes.
how do you feel?
I feel it's really, really nice, especially when you go with friends, family. Just a perfect place to relax, to be slow, to enjoy your meal or drink, and to spend some money.
Yeah. Especially someone else's money.
Couldn't be more true. It's different from bar, different from restaurant. I feel it get all the advantage from the other places.
Thanks again so much for coming with us and showing us your lovely walk.
Absolutely,
You're
totally
very
our
welcome.
pleasure. Thank you for joining
One
us.
of our favourites.
It's been amazing.
Good
We've
to
loved
share
it every minute, every second of it. It's been brilliant. Please like
and
and subscribe.
subscribe to these wonderful people.
Bye.
Bye.